I want to talk to you a little bit today about ball striking and specifically a move which is really key. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I talked about this recently on TikTok and it had a lot of negative response. People kind of saying, what's this guy on about? He doesn't know what he's talking about. Show me a world-class player that does that. And it was almost universal that nobody agreed with what I said. But it happens in every single golf swing. And so I'm going to share with you today that information, that tip, because I always guarantee it can help your golf game. And those comments show me that nobody's out there actually trying to do this. So the video was actually a little bit around trying to add speed, but it's also to do with strike as well. So I did this little demonstration. I took my golf club and I held it with 2 fingers. And I said, if I hold my grip with 2 fingers and I put the club at horizontal and let it swing, I want you to see how far the club goes the other side of the ball. So you can see it goes there. The club shaft doesn't reach horizontal the other side of my hand. Gets quite close, but it doesn't reach horizontal. Now I'm not doing anything with my fingers. I don't have a lot of control over that club. But watch what happens when that club drops, let's get in the right position. Watch what happens as that club drops, I'm just going to take my fingers, I'm going to pull the grip directly upwards. Watch what happens to the club as it goes the other side of the ball. My hand, I should say. Okay, notice that went a lot further. Do that again, so I'm going to let the club drop and then pull my hand straight up. And we get that club traveling much further the other side. So what we can sort of say was that as I moved that grip, this part of the club directly upwards, it added speed to the club head. It boosted the speed at the bottom, hence it went a little bit further up. So based on that theory, it'd be great to have that in our golf swing because what that's going to do is it's going to put some more energy in the club down at impact. It's going to cause you to hit it further. That was where all the negativity started. But I'm also going to show you in this video how it's really important for ball striking. I want to reference the top of the grip. So where that is at the start of my golf swing. So you can see in there. Now, what I would love you to do is as you get to last parallel in the downswing, so when that club reaches level with the ground, notice how that grip, the butt of that club, is now lower than it was at setup. Okay, we can see that really clearly. So that grip, as I move into the ball, and as the club gets delivered to the ball, that grip, I'm going to do it this way so it's more visible, is going to start to move upwards away from the ground. You can see that really clearly. It's exaggerated a bit because the way I'm holding it kind of down on the metal, but that grip is moving up away from the golf ball. Now, as the golfer, you should be actively trying to do that. Sounds crazy, I know, because we want the club head to go down, ball, turf, negative attack angle, club moving down, but it's very clear that we don't have to have the club head and the grip moving in the same direction. They can be moving in opposite directions. That's exactly what should be happening. So think of, little analogy here, think of the hammer thrower. Okay, in that circle, and they're trying to throw that hammer as far as they can throw it. Which way are they pulling on that hammer? They're pulling directly against it this way. They're not trying to put the force out into the head of the hammer. What I'd love you to do as a little exercise, you're going to feel where that is. You're going to go up, you're going to go lower than that. And then from here, you're going to rotate out into your finish. And I landed the club pretty much perfectly where that ball was. That wouldn't have been fat, it wouldn't have been thin. Now we're talking ball striking here, but if you think about this from a body shape perspective, if I'm going to try and get that grip lower, I'm never going to be early extending. That's a really common problem. If you struggle with strike, consistency, so many golfers out there will be standing up. If you're going to try and get that grip lower, you won't be doing that. You will actually be actively trying to kind of increase or squat or settle to get that grip lower. That's a great move. That's really going to help you prime the body for what we're about to do. We need to talk a little bit about pivot, about rotation. Let's say I am down at my delivery position, and we're just going to focus on the body at this stage. If the grip of this club represented my lead shoulder, where is my lead shoulder going relative to the ball as I go through impact? Up and away. I think we can see that. So where is my left hip going through impact? Slightly less, but it's moving up and away. What is my left leg doing through impact? It's flexed here, but it's starting to straighten. So my whole left side is moving up and away from the ball. We want that. The last thing we want at impact is to be stalling that body and having no rotation. So if the left side is moving up and away from the ball, what is my left hand going to be doing? Up and away from the ball again. So if my left hand is moving up and away from the ball, where is the grip cap moving? Up and away from the ball. So, I'd almost guarantee this, and you need to go and check on your golf swing. If you struggle with strikes, if you can't hit the ball cleanly with compression and distance, I'd almost guarantee that when you get to last parallel, your grip is not low enough. It's not lower than it was at the start. And what that means is that I can't pivot. Because if I pivot and I move this out the way, as we've said, that's going to move the grip higher, I can't reach the golf ball. So what am I going to do if I don't get the grip low enough? I stall my rotation because I can't rotate, and I start to try and push the club down, push the grip down, body stalls, and we get all these weird and wonderful contacts. That grip at last parallel is, look, I don't want to say it's the key thing with ball striking, but it's the thing that all great players do. And you can see on the screen here some visuals. We've got Rory, we've got Adam Scott, we've got DJ. All of these players are demonstrating that exact move. Having the grip lower at last parallel does two really, really important things to your golf game. It allows you to successfully pivot out the way, and it allows room for the grip to be moving upwards through impact. The second thing it does, as we said at the start, it helps you put a little bit of a speed boost into that golf club. And I'd almost guarantee you that the golfers who are playing the best are actively, through impact, they're actively pushing away from the ground, pulling up on that grip and allowing that club to release out down at the bottom. That's what's happening, okay? Now, when I posted this video on TikTok, as I said, everyone was against that. That doesn't happen. That's not what you do. It's terrible advice. Don't listen to this guy. What's he on about? Just so much negativity. It happens, okay? And the golfers who are trying to do it a different way, if you're trying to do it a different way, you're basically searching for a golf swing that's never ever been successful, that's never won PGA Tour events, DP World Tour events. It just doesn't happen. So for me, it's one of the most important parts of the golf swing, very, very misunderstood as demonstrated by those comments. So how would I hit balls? Well, I'm going to go up to the top. I'm going to work it lower. There's my position. I feel very loaded in my legs. Grip's nice and low. I can have a few rehearsals and then I can just rip my body out the way. I get nice and tall. That's obviously not going to reach the green because it's a little drill, but I'm hitting the ground after the ball. The club head is moving down. I'm compressing the ball, but the grip, look, is moving up. So important. No great golfers have the whole golf club traveling down. It just does not happen. Oh, a little slip. That's gone left, but I'm going to blame the slip on that one. But the strike felt good and the distance was pretty good, and that's the kind of main point of this video.